Virtual learning, public parks closed, limited summer vacation options, and now parents are forced with yet another impossible to navigate situation. Are we supposed to ghost Halloween? Really? Halloween? The one holiday where we all wear masks already? If we cancel Halloween, then I'm not going to even see my neighbors at all this year. The Los Angeles County Department of Public Health made headlines this last week when they said that all Halloween activities are prohibited, and then later revised saying they're not prohibited, they're just not encouraged. No, it was just LA so far. Many people think that other cities are going to follow suit, where they try and cut these little sugar junkies off at the source and cancel trick-or-treating. This now creating a very challenging decision for parents to make. Do they allow their kids to trick-or-treat, or do they just go to the grocery store and buy a bag of Butterfingers that they give to their kids and then they steal over the next couple of nights? Either way, thank you, Morgan, for sending this story for today's edition of Send News, because just because the CDC won't talk about it doesn't mean that I won't. Let me start by saying, God, I am tired of this. I am not taking the Lord's name in vain there. I'm telling him, I'm telling God, because I know he listens, but it doesn't feel like he actively listens right now. It feels like he listens in the same way that I listen when someone's telling me a story that I'm bored of. Like he's hearing our prayers, just nodding, but you know God is thinking about lunch. This is taking a toll for everyone, and it is very, very hard for parents right now. Like many parents, yesterday we found out that our kids are going to remain out of in-person school for another 2 months, and when my wife read that email, she went full Walter White. But all that aside, here are some thoughts on Halloween, or as I'm calling it this year, All COVID's Eve. First off, there are real health risks. Of course there are. COVID is real and it needs to be taken seriously, and we need to put into effect measures that protect people, of course. That being said, can we figure it out? Please, please, please. We want Halloween to happen. What do we need to do? What are the issues? Like, okay, so we can't knock on doors. Fantastic. This Halloween is sponsored by Ring Doorbell. Great, we have those anyways. When you hear the ring, go get the bowl. Even better, just get rid of the human interaction part. That's the part that nobody likes anyways. You get tired of going to the door. The kids hate the small talk. Let's meet in the middle. Just leave the little individual candies out there and the kids can choose what they want. And then at the end of the night, you go and take what's left. And by what's left, of course, I mean all the Tootsie Rolls, because nobody likes Tootsie Rolls. A kid would rather choke and die on a Snickers than eat a Tootsie Roll and live. And I know a lot of the concern is with the group size, and that makes sense. To me, there's an easy solution, is just send the kids. Just send them out, unsupervised. It's totally fine. What's the worst that can happen? Just send them out and then let the parents stay home and boost the economy. I admit I do have some concerns beyond just health, because it's a very divisive time right now. So don't use your kid to make a political statement, okay? I don't want to see your kid dressed as Antifa, a well-armed militia, or Nancy Pelosi getting a haircut. You know who I really feel for right now is conservative Christians, because this is a very conflicting time, because you hate Halloween. You know that that is the devil's birthday, and you cannot celebrate that, and you also know that that is the start of the hardest time of the year for you, which is the war on Christmas. But at the same time, it's gonna be the left that's really, really pushing this cancel on Halloween. So you are really stuck between a rock and a hard candy. Thankfully, there's a very easy solution, which is, hey, this year's Harvest Festival is gonna be a protest. I hope we can make it work, because in some ways 2020 would be the best year ever for Halloween. Like, a lot of elements are there. We all already have plenty of toilet paper. We all look terrible. So the idea of wearing a costume sounds fantastic, and, you know, sad to say it, but there are more empty businesses than ever for Spirit to move into. Seems to me, though, even if we lose trick-or-treating, we can still have some of the other elements, and a lot of them are already out there. I'm already starting to see a lot of Halloween decorations and costumes and, you know, the candy for sale in the grocery store, and I've noticed that they have already started the marathon of horror movies. No, just kidding, of course. That's the news.